Welcome, everybody, to the first of many episodes. Probably be a little bit all over the place, but I guess that's how I am. You know me. I'm hoping that feedback and comments and participation in the episodes will help me be guided toward what people care the most about hearing about. If you're a friend of mine, which would be why you're listening to this, then you know that I'm all over the place with interests. All kinds of Utah history, Utah happenings, and even stuff outside of Utah. But whatever's going on and whatever you would like me to talk about, I'm hoping to make this a regular thing. Been listening to the Cash Me Outside podcast tonight. It's a lot of fun. They're talking about the... I'm behind on the episodes. It's over now. They were talking about the Utah treasure hunt that just happened, the $25,000 hunt. They put out a poem in the beginning. If you're in Utah, you probably saw it. It was really popular. Put out a poem and then some clues every week. And this podcast would attempt to decipher the clues. And the guys are really fun. I like them a lot. That Utah treasure hunt thing is... It's always been interesting for me. They've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now, but I've been doing my version of it, which was also called Utah Treasure Hunt, that long or longer. So whenever theirs would come out, they had a much bigger prize. I usually do like $100 hunt every month. They do $25,000 hunt every year kind of thing. So obviously theirs is a much bigger deal. But whenever theirs would happen, my website would blow up in popularity because people would type into Google Utah Treasure Hunt looking for their site, and mine would pop up because mine is the same name but been around longer, that kind of thing. So I could never quite decide how to react to it. It looked fun, but part of me was almost stubborn, like it's my thing, but I try to not ever be like that. So try to just enjoy the abundance and let everybody participate. And theirs are actually really cool. So, but along with that comes, well, a little bit more backstory. A friend named Duncan years ago. This is, how long ago was this? Probably 10 years ago. He did a $5,000 one called Provo Treasure Hunt. He advertised that, and then he did some mini hunts that led up to it. I ended up finding, with my wife at the time, several of the mini hunts. We were really good at that. And almost found the $5,000 hunt. Had the right spot, but I've noticed it seems like geocaching would... Sorry, I'm all over the place here, but it seems like geocaching would be a big advantage in these kind of hunts, but I've noticed a disadvantage. For those of you who don't know, I've been majorly into geocaching for the last 23 years. Like, by far the most into it in all of Utah, but for a while I was second to most in the world as far as hiding geocaches. But yeah, I obsess on whatever hobby I find, so for a lot of years that was geocaching. I've found... How many have I found? As long as I'm here, I might as well give you an accurate number. almost 15,000, 14,862, and hidden over 3,000. But anyway, what I was trying to say was, it seems like geocaching would give me a good advantage in this treasure hunt game. But in geocaching, you're led to a spot where it's pretty accurate. You know that it's going to be 5, 10, 15 feet away, maybe 30, 35 if it's a really off one. And so after finding thousands and thousands of geocaches where sometimes they're really hard to find, but you always know you're in the right spot. And then when these treasure hunts just give you clues, you never really know if you're in the right spot. And I feel like that really threw me off. So in Duncan's Provo treasure hunt, we did find several of the mini hunts. Those are some fun little prizes to win. But the $5,000 prize, I was actually in the right spot, the right stretch of the right trail. It was on the Provo River Trail, Jordan River Trail, out by the Utah Lake Marina. Went to the right spot, solved all the clues correctly, but I just didn't have the right mindset to openly search that whole area. I felt like, I think subconsciously, I felt like I had to find like the one spot and search it. And when it's maybe a few 100 feet instead of 30 feet, I can see now that I just should have been more open-minded and spread out more and searched a bigger area there. Because we were really close, probably 100 feet off from finding that one. But that kind of started the whole thing. Duncan's Provo treasure hunt was really fun. He ended up passing away right after that. And so I loved his so much that I decided to do my own. But instead of limiting it to Provo, because I go all over Utah all the time, I called it Utah Treasure Hunt. And I didn't have $5,000 to give away, so I did smaller versions of it. I thought if it's smaller, it should be more often, so I started doing one every month, just $100 here and there every month. I wanted it to be a big enough prize to be fun for people, but something that I could actually afford, so I would love to make the prizes be bigger eventually. I've looked into having businesses sponsor it, that kind of thing, but eventually there will be big prizes. I don't know how long that'll take, but someday. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so Duncan's hunt was awesome. Started my own, and then these guys started theirs. Theirs is much more popular, and rightly so, with the big prize it should be. I think where I was going with that was that whenever they do theirs, people just expect that I'm going to find it because of my geocaching and because of my treasure hunts. And it's like I'm seen as some kind of expert in that field, which I'm far from, but so I always get a lot of messages and people just expecting me to be the first one to it, and I'm flattered, but I'm not that good. This past one that just ended, I saw that it was happening because my website was blowing up again. I ignored it for a couple months, and then my friend Amanda she sent me a clue asking what I thought it meant, and I knew what it meant, so I quickly sent her a page from my website that described it, and I thought that was fun, so I got into it. went out searching, met some people that thought it was in the same area that I thought it might be in, which was down by the Escalante Cross in Spanish Fork on the river trail. Met some cool people there. But it wasn't there, and now it's been found. But anyway, my point was, these guys do a podcast about it, and I'm kind of sad that it got found and that they stop when it gets found, because I didn't know about their podcast until I started searching, which was right before it got found. So I've gone back now and listened to their episodes, and they are really cool. I like it a lot. What else was I going to talk about in this first episode? I would love to have some input into either topics to talk about or places to document. If you follow me, you know that every day I go somewhere and document a place, whether it's a historic house, a historic building, a historic location up in the mountains. Doesn't even have to be historic. It could just be interesting or cool. But I have a to-do list so long that it'll last me my whole life. But if you guys know of something that I should go document, particularly in Utah, I'll get to those the quickest. But in the western states, I'll still get to those. And really anywhere in the country. I just don't have time to go back east right now, but I do put things on my to-do list that are anywhere in the country just for when I finally do get over there. But especially if you know something in Utah that you think I should go document, get pictures of, get videos of, please let me know. It's my biggest passion, is documenting places before they're gone. So many things just get destroyed, either on purpose or an accident. Sometimes somebody will buy it and knock it down. Sometimes the fire comes through and just surprises everybody, but seems like nothing lasts, and I'm working basically a full-time job after work trying to just document everything. Preserve the memories. So yeah, if you know any cool places, let me know, and I will go get pictures and videos of them. What else is going on in Utah or out? What do you want me to talk about, give my opinion on? Restaurants. That'd be a fun thing to talk about every episode. What do you guys like better, Cafe Rio or Costa Vida? They are so popular here in Utah. I avoided both forever, like up until just recently. I tend to avoid the really popular things. I avoided watching Star Wars for the first time for so long. I avoided Harry Potter. I still haven't seen all the Harry Potter movies, but I finally watched the first one or two. But I just wouldn't watch those because they were so popular. I don't know what that is about my personality, but I avoid the most popular things, and I'm trying to change that because they're popular for a reason. They're good. But which of those do you like? Cafe Rio, Costa Vida? Let's get some opinions in here. Filming locations, another thing that, if you follow me, you know that I'm excited about. I don't just document historic and interesting places, but also places where they filmed movies and TV shows. Which I do feel some time urgency on that because, like the historic places, things change so much. If something changes, then you can't even tell it's where the movie was filmed. So I have a list of hundreds of movies that were filmed in Utah, and I keep trying to chip away at it. document all the locations I can. So if you have any specific filming locations that you'd love me to highlight, let me know. I'm a big fan of the festivals that go on around here. All the cities and towns in Utah do their own little festival in the summer. A lot of them are themed after whatever product comes from that town. Pleasant Grove has strawberry days. There's peach days, onion days, things like that. It's September 1st right now. So tomorrow's Labor Day. I know you could go to the Latin American Festival in Provo tomorrow. The Iron County Fair in Parowan. Let's see what else is going on. Oktoberfest is Saturdays and Sundays and tomorrow for the next 6 weeks. And the big Conwood Canyon Flea Market is a fun one. It's up at Brighton, Sundays 10 to 5 for the rest of September. That's a real chill, laid back one. I like it a lot. Good people selling their products up there. Plus, it's just beautiful up there. It's lovely to take a Sunday drive up, look at the booths, look at what they're selling, and then just go for a walk in the woods. Or just enjoy the scenery on the drive up and down. Yeah, I think I'll keep this first episode a little bit shorter. But like I said, I'm going to try to keep this consistent, and I would love to include whatever feedback I receive. Not saying I will get any, but I hope I do. If I don't, I'll just keep making it up as I go. Love you all.